Hello, everyone. Welcome to week two of Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. Daryl Henry, Rick Forney on your screen. If you're watching the podcast, we'll call it, on the York Revolution YouTube channel, of course, live on radio tonight. I am broadcasting from my home office here today for a little bit anyway. Have a sick dog here at home. Rick, sometimes people say that I'm a real sick puppy, but
Well, there's no question in that. I'm around it every day for 6 straight months, and I see it firsthand.
yeah, you'd think I would know how to handle this, but we have a dog with a little stomach problem. So, you got any suggestions for me? We have a vet coming up later.
Yeah, take to the vet and let a professional tell you what to do.
Okay.
I don't know. I always just say, oh, they'll be okay and just wait it out. And I got animals all over the place here, and I'm not the one that takes them to the vet.
Yeah. Some of them you don't even know, and I think they live on your property.
Yeah, there's some in the backwoods there that I haven't personally seen, but I've heard them, and my neighbors have caught them on camera before. So, yeah, we got some coyotes that come through a couple times a year, and there's some mountain lions. There's a couple black bears that's been caught on camera here.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my neighbors, 2 houses to my left, uh, put this fence up, and I guess trying to keep some of the wildlife out. But on his camera, a black bear climbed up a tree and dropped into his property. So
Oh,
yeah, kind of funny is this old boy drove up to my front door last year, and he saw some big bucks had been rubbing on my evergreens or pine trees up by the road, and told me a little secret about keeping them away from the trees. And he was telling me on his cameras that he has, because he hunts, he's got some mountain lions and stuff like that out there on camera. So there's a good bit of wildlife back there.
wow, wow. Do you hear the coyotes howling at night?
Yeah, they get right up behind our house. I thought they got one of our cats last year. It was so close. I turned the lights on, and they were down below my hill a little bit in the woods and couldn't really see them, but it was so loud it sounded like they were right in my backyard. I think they were coming to get the foxes from around there. We used to have a couple foxes that were pretty courageous, and they would actually come up on our front porch when we first moved here, and the dogs would start howling, and I'd get out of bed, turn the lights on. There he was, standing on the front porch trying to get one of my cats. So I let the Rottweilers out. And did you know foxes bark?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
bark. I had no idea. So
Wow.
yeah, I haven't seen the foxes around in a while. I'm guessing maybe the coyotes probably got what they wanted.
Well, it's best not to get in the way of nature. Let it do its
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of deer that come up in the backyard. I mean, especially since the snow, they're all hungry, and there's some open spots on the hill in my backyard that they got something to eat, but they don't come around as much as they used to. The dogs go out there too much, and they just don't get any freedom.
Yeah. We've been for 3 weeks. My dogs have been trying to find grass to pee on. So
By now, they should have created their own little spot.
yeah, it's coming to light. But well, that's all we wanted today, Rick. Thank you for joining
All right,
us. And
good talk.
yeah. Well, before we get in, so here's the lay of the land. We have two new player signings this week. We have the Cam Robinson interview in the middle of the show. We talked with him
Mm-hmm.
a little over a month ago, actually, for a project that Alan was working on, deep dive on his cutter and the analytics of it. But the part that will air on Hot Stove, just his memories from last year in the championship, and as we kind of roll toward looking ahead to going for a new championship this year, it doesn't hurt to take a look back. But two new player signings this week, Rick. Also tonight, high school district basketball playoffs. 6:45 will be on the air. Spring Grove hosting Northern in an 8-9 matchup. Coverage presented by Wellspan Sports Medicine. We have local hoops every day this week. Check out 989WOYK.com for the schedule. But in your world, Rick, how are things moving? How's the week been?
Well, I wish I had a little bit more traction, but I don't, and I think everybody's kind of in this holding pattern, and I'm not really hearing that anybody else is making much progress either. I mean, a little bit limited on experienced position players that are available right now. Um, there are some arms out there that are available, but a lot of these guys are still in holding patterns, and they've recently participated in some pro workout throughout the country, and they're waiting for maybe a little feedback or some see if there's some interest from affiliated teams. But yeah, at this point, I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that there's a lot of guys getting signed with spring training invites. Got to assume that these working rosters are pretty full by the middle of February. So um, I would anticipate things starting to pick up pace here soon, especially that first week of March once minor league camps open up and agents really come to terms with the fact that they're not going to be able to get their guy in the spring training, then they need to come up with an alternate plan. So honestly, I'm really, really hoping that some of my agents that have been really good to me in the past are good to me again in 26. I mean, because we still need a lot of parts.
Well, I mean, did you send them Christmas cards?
Yeah, I stay in touch with them. I mean, just to make sure they haven't forgotten about me, and I know where they're at. They're busy trying to get their guys signed. It just, um, I'm probably a week, 10 days from actually getting a list from some of these guys of players that they need to get placed. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a month from now, are you going to be drowning trying to trying to run down everybody and put it
Possible.
together quick?
It's possible. I think a lot of this is going to come together late and even into spring training. And I'm not sure when Mexican League teams are going to be reporting, when they're going to trim their rosters down, but there's also going to be a lot of players that aren't going to make teams down in Mexico. These Mexican League teams only have 18 import spots, and they're bringing in over 30 guys. So there's going to be a lot of guys getting let go down in Mexico, but you got to fight that battle whether they want to play in the Atlantic League again or whether they want to move on. So we'll see. I think everybody could be kind of piecing their roster together in the last minute here.
Yeah. Well, we do have several pieces that'll carry us through um the next several weeks. I don't think we're in danger of that. And we have two uh pretty young, intriguing guys today, Rick. So let's start with this will be what we do last week. This will be the first pitcher because we had Tomo and Teeter last week. So this will be the first
Yeah.
pitcher unveiled here in 2026. And the floor is yours. Please unveil.
Yeah, we've signed left-handed bullpen arm Kevin Dowdell, good left-hander. Phillies organization, kind of converted position player. Um, Power arm, 94, 96. Um, some late life on it, and still somewhat new to pitching, but really in a good place right now compared to where he was um, 2 years ago when he made that transition. A little bit better idea of how he needs to move on the mound, and um, super athletic, super strong. Has potential to be a sleeper, and I think he's obviously got the potential to get signed. There's a lot of arm speed and velo there, which is what everybody wants, and there's some movement on it. His movement's kind of like J.P. Woodward's, some horizontal and some vertical to it. So um, just got to get this young man pointed in the right direction and figure out how he can keep himself consistent with throwing strike one and make sure he's winning the 1-1 counts. If he does that, then he should be super successful.
Yeah. Is this a guy that you saw at one of the workouts?
No, I didn't see him. It was agent that I've kind of been in touch with over the last couple of years. Reached out to me, and he's had a couple workouts recently and performed really well in them. But um, obviously, nothing's happening from the affiliated front. But there are some clubs that are actually interested. So at his age, he needs to go pitch in a league like the Atlantic League and put up some numbers and show that he can get the higher level hitters out. And if he does that, then I'm sure he would move on.
Yeah. You and Joe Harris have had some young guys that you have pointed in the right direction, so to speak. I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I remember Aaron Holiday maybe didn't have great control numbers coming here, but he had excellent velo, and you were able to work with him and get him picked up. I don't know if this is a left-handed version, similar story, but
I think it is. It's a lot like that. I think the biggest thing that kind of changes in our scenario from affiliated ball. I mean, affiliated ball, I mean, let's face it, that's all everybody talks about is how hard you're throwing and all the analytical stuff. With us, it's not about that. It's about getting outs and trying to win games. And sometimes if you change their mindset a little bit and they start going out there and competing, trying to figure out how to get people out. Well, you can't get people out if you don't throw strikes. So you got to throw it over the plate. And you get them some regular work that they aren't getting in affiliated ball, and you're putting them out on the mound 3 times a week. Sometimes things can pick up pace in a hurry. So the arm talent's definitely there with this kid. I'm gonna tell you too, just kind of talking to him. He's not in a bad place mentally. He's very accepting of where he's at in his career and looking forward to the opportunity to play in the Atlantic League. And that's half the battle. I mean, you got to be wanting to do this, or else independent baseball can't serve its purpose for you. So um, he's got a shot to not only hopefully do well and help us win some games, but get signed.
yeah. Well, we'll give you a little rundown. Kevin Dowdell, left-hand pitcher, 6 foot 230, 26-year-old from Alabama, and very interesting path. Two-way player. You know, in college, he started out at a couple of the junior colleges in Alabama and then transferred to West Virginia, where he was a teammate of Caleb McNeely. Incidentally, he was a pitcher and an outfielder there. Had a few big home runs during his Mountaineer career. I'm not sure that you'll be asking him to do that, Rick, but he had some big moments. Was a great student, um, and then signed with the Angels initially in 2023. Went to their complex league, and then with the Nationals the last 2 years. And you know, last year was his first quote unquote full minor league season. He had been in the complex leagues as a younger man, but last year with the Fredericksburg Nationals, he had an ERA of 3 all the way into the beginning of July, and then he had a couple of those outings as you're getting later into the season where the ERA went up a little bit, um, but yeah, he had a really good start to the year. I saw a couple of his interviews. Seems like a wonderful young man. He's interesting note. He's the youngest of 7 children.
You find
So
out everything, don't you, Henry?
that's what I'm trying to do. I want to know what you had for breakfast. What did you have? What did you have today?
I haven't had anything yet today. Just
No.
I'm home getting Eric ready for his day and feeding him breakfast. I haven't fed myself, and I'm sure
Okay.
I'll survive though. I got plenty of leftover stored fat that I can survive on here.
Well, did I miss anything on Kevin Dowdell? And anything else
No,
that?
no, you
Okay,
enlightened me on a lot of stuff that I don't even know about. So thank you.
you're welcome. Glad we could have this chat. But no, bottom line, he seems like a young, maybe diamond in the rough. And is that part of the fun in your job? Is trying to uncover some guys like that?
Well, I think we're all trying to uncover some of those guys because none of us at the end of the day know what's going to happen. I mean, sometimes you could sign what you would expect to be like a no-brainer sign veteran guy with this proven track record that falls flat on his face. And then you get some of these guys you never thought would come in and do what he needs to do, pitching in the big leagues a couple of years later. So there's
Yeah.
that potential with this guy. I mean, when you see how he moves on the mound and the way the ball comes out of his hand, it's a possibility. But at the end of the day, it's going to be all up to him.
All right. Well, left-hander Kevin Dowdell, hard throwing, 26-year-old, just turned 26 in December. He's our first player signing this week. We will take a break on the radio side. Coming up in our second segment, we have that Cam Robinson interview. Maybe Kevin will be one of our interviews in the coming weeks. Might try to track him down by phone. But we have Cam on the radio side up next, and then back to Rick in segment 3 for our second signing this week. This is Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. Back here on Rev's Hot Stove Weekly, presented by Shipley Energy. Go back about 10 minutes. We had Rick announce the Kevin Dowdell signing. young left-hand reliever, throws super hard. Very promising prospect. Looking forward to seeing him coming in here this year. And we thank Cam Robinson for that interview. I thanked him about 5 or 6 weeks ago, but we'll do it again. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And Rick, back to you here for our third and final segment on the radio side this week. And our second signing this week goes to your infield and a guy that knows what the Atlantic League is all about a little bit. Who do we have next?
Yeah, we signed infielder Ben Blackwell. Really excited about Ben. We got to see him a little bit last year. He was playing with the Charleston club, and he was a young man that was brought to my attention last year, kind of late in the signing process by one of my former players that's now working as a hitting coach in the Dodgers organization. At the time, I didn't have room to bring Ben on. Already had come to terms, so I believe, with Jalen Miller and Jeffrey Whaler, and just didn't have a roster spot for him. But he landed on his feet in Charleston and had a really, really good season there. Versatile, can play a lot of infield positions, could step in the outfield if need be. He's fast and athletic the way we like him. Great human being. Really, really excited about having him on the team. He had a good year in Charleston, not the easiest place to hit, but had a really good season and stole some bases and scored some runs, and just, in my opinion, one of the better infielders in the league. I know we only saw him just for 6 games last year, but he was really good. Had a good series against us at their place and our place.
Yes, he did. Um, yeah, I know you don't like to pigeonhole. I mean, do you see him at a certain spot? I know he can play all the infield spots.
I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. I like the fact that he can play those middle. I mean, we saw him play third base, but I like the fact that he can play right there at shortstop or second base and play them all really well. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. I have an idea where I'm thinking, and but we'll have to see once we get on the job site and get a better look at everybody.
Yeah, and you can't have enough depth at those spots and
No.
insurance and movable pieces. And Whaler's one of
Mm-hmm.
your guys from last year that got a Mexican offer, correct?
Yeah, he's going to Mexico. I don't know which team he had signed with, but he's already got a job down there. So we need to find some middle infielders. Jalen Miller's got one, and Arocho's got one down there. So need to find some guys that can play in the middle infield, and preferably you don't want guys that can just play second base. You want guys that can play short and third as well.
You telling these guys that, hey, if you come to York, there's a good chance you're going to make bank next year. That's the way it's been going.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some advancement, that's for sure, and that's what we want. I mean, obviously, you want guys to get signed and advance their careers and at least be able to make some money and to sustain themselves. And if you're not an affiliated ball, then if you can get to one of these foreign leagues in Mexico, I mean, if you can get that opportunity to go there and play well, and then you get an opportunity to play winter ball down there, you got 9 or 10 months of pretty good salary.
Yeah. Ben Blackwell, shall I go into my little
I'm looking
run
forward to it.
rundown? You can interrupt me if there's anything you want to add, but uh, he'll turn 27 in early April. This will be his fourth pro season. Originally from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, now lives in Virginia, but um, he began his college career at Dayton and went through the whole COVID year where the season was interrupted. So he got a fifth grad year in his college career, but he got better and better. His third year at Dayton, he hit 349, was first team All A10, graduated in 3 years in finance, and then he took his grad transfer to Clemson and played 2 seasons there. He started every game at shortstop, led the ACC in steals his final year with 27, had a top 5 fielding percentage among shortstops in Clemson history, was almost perfect in ACC games defensively, was the second Tiger shortstop in 20 years to have a 950 fielding percentage or better and a 300 batting average or better. So he did both. Led him to the ACC title, got his master's, played in the Cape Cod League, and then signed with the Texas Rangers, had 2 years in their system, had a game at Double A, had a full season at High A, And then Rick, like you mentioned last year, he made his mark in this league with Charleston. He hit 278, respectable average, got on base, but even more than that, he had 42 stolen bases. Seven of his hits were triples, and then the defense was phenomenal. He had 78 games at third, 14 at short, 12 at second, and his combined fielding percentage last year was 967, which is really really good. So, and I know you value defense. There's no question about that.
Well, you have to play both sides of the field if we're going to play on our team, and you have to be able to stand in at more than one position. And he checks all those boxes. And obviously, if you can defend the field, then you make your pitching better. So Ben's a good player. We saw it with our own eyes. There's no guessing game here. So we're really excited about having him.
So this is another guy. He might be a little too smart for my interviews. He graduated in 3 years, and
Yeah, we got
I
to
don't know.
definitely pick your spots with this guy and where you're going to lead your conversations. So you're probably better off keeping him to baseball.
Okay. Have you enjoyed chatting with him though? Good guy.
Nice kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
really nice kid. Just wants to play baseball. I don't think he's at a point in his life where he needs to continue on. If he doesn't, he's going to be okay. And just a really nice kid. Loves the game, loves the grind. And um, I think he's looking forward to joining our club and helping us win some games.
All right, very good. Kevin Dowdell and Ben Blackwell here this week. And I would say, Rick, that's a job done well.
Yeah, two pretty good
That
pieces to
rhymes.
our roster, and we're excited about it.
I was trying to make a rhyme, but I should probably just sign off and end the show at this point. But we covered it all. We covered wildlife.
Yeah,
Got an arm, an infielder. So good
yeah,
stuff.
we're getting there, buddy.
All
Season's
right.
fast approaching. I don't know that I'm ready for it. Are you? I
I
know
mean,
you
I'm
are.
always
You live
ready.
for it. Yeah.
I can't wait. But this is crazy. So we have all these basketball playoff games this week, and I'll be honest. Yesterday on Sunday, it was raining. It was cold. I spent like 8 hours on the media guide and researching some of these new guys, which is fun for me. It's a fun thing. But next Saturday, this really kind of made my head snap, and it's good. It's exciting. We can't carry it because we have a York College doubleheader, but the we carry the Phillies every time we can, and they're playing their first Grapefruit League game
Yeah.
on Saturday. So it's about here. We'll be doing some York College baseball on the radio, but ready or not, here we come.
Yeah, I know. My daughter's first lacrosse game of the season is next Saturday at Seton Hill, I believe. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's coming. Spring is here.
Have you learned the rules of that sport yet, or are you still
I have
trying to?
not. I'm not even trying. I got one more year of this, and I'm going to retire from watching girls lacrosse unless I have a granddaughter that plays. But I've given up on trying to figure out the rules.
Well, I hope she has a great year and a great start to the year.
Yeah,
Uh,
senior year, last year, college, play one more time, and then go be a nurse.
mm, that's setting herself up for success.
Yeah, she's worked hard. She's doing great.
Good. Well, Rick, we appreciate it as always. And yeah, look forward to doing it again next Monday. Thank you.
Good talking to you. I'll talk to you later.
Always. Yes, sir. See you later.
All right, buddy. See you.
Bye.
Revolution!